What is up, everybody? We are here back again 2 weeks later for episode 22 of the Yank This podcast. We're going to be talking about what happened over the last couple of weeks while we watch the game. 5-0 right now for the Yankees. IKF is up right now, but bottom of the third, it's IKF. We know probably how this at bat's going to go. But Tommy, how we been? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good, buddy. Hope all is well with you. Lots of things to discuss here. I know we're 11-7. I believe that's the record, but it's not too great, not too bad, but a bunch of holes, man. If you ask me about this team, to be honest with you, and I think that it can all come to a head if we don't really right the ship. Between injuries in the rotation and injuries with the bats and a really depleted bullpen, if you ask me. That will be a problem towards the end of the season if we don't correct it. We'll get into all that in a little bit, but things good, man. I can't complain, buddy. How about you?
I've been all right. Had some personal stuff to deal with. That's why we weren't on last week, but everything got sorted out. Everything is good to go. And yeah, I completely agree with you. 11-7. We still haven't lost a series technically, and we still get to boast and brag about that. But man, last night was it was worrisome. It was
that 11-7 record, like I was saying, if you really dig into it, dude, like they could easily be under 500.
Yeah.
Like really, honestly, like if you really like dissect it.
Yeah.
It's the bullpen's not good. And
I wouldn't go that far. I would say the bullpen is injury prone. I wouldn't say it's not good. There's been some really good performances out of the bullpen.
Like Hamilton's been good. Wandy's been pretty good, but like we say in the group chat, man, like there's a lot of guys who are cooked. Honestly, like Loizaga, he's cooked. Clay Holmes, like
when he's healthy, he is good. It's not like he goes out there and puts up bad performances. He just is good.
I know,
and then
but you know what? Lately, he's been hurt more than he hasn't. So, I would love for the Yankees to make a move with an arm. That's what I would do. I know that's something to talk later, but I think we need bullpen help ASAP.
Okay.
And look, the Yankees today just signed Calhoun to a minor league deal because of Stanton being out for 4 to 6 weeks, right? I guess they think they'd rather have Calhoun, that Calhoun over the young kid Willie Calhoun to be in the outfield and play, right? So it's not. I don't know, man. I think the record is very deceiving. I think the not losing a series is deceiving because I think if you really look right now, they're not that great of a team, to be honest with you. If you really want me to be real.
Yeah, injuries have absolutely destroyed the early hopes of this team. When you go into the season expecting guys like Rodon, Severino for these guys to be in the starting rotation, they're out of it. Stanton is already hurt. Loizaga, like you said, is already hurt.
I always gave Stanton the benefit of the doubt. Like I never really rode him that hard, dude. Like I was never like, man, you're always injured. You fucking suck. Like I always went to bat for him. You know what I mean? And like, dude, how do you really hurt a hammy running to second base, man? Dude, I know this is not the same, so don't take it out of context, everybody. But like, out of context, I play softball on Tuesday night, dude. Okay, and I know it's not the same, but dude, I play balls to the wall. If I hit one in a gap, dude, I make it to second base. I have never tweaked a hammy in my life. And I'm 39 years old now and out of shape. That's my point I'm trying to make. How do you hurt your hammy jogging to second base, dude? I just don't get it. That's what's mind-boggling.
I get that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's wild.
In terms of the bullpen, somebody just said Holmes is toast. Probably right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, if you look back to, like Ray said, you look back to late June, early July, he's had his ERA is a 5.6 or 5.9. That's cooked.
Yeah. I always kind of.
Pal.
I was always like skeptical about Holmes. I never really saw him as the closer of this team. I just thought he had a really good stretch. But
phenomenal.
We're still in search of a closer right now. Marinaccio is up there as a guy that could close. Albert Abreu is having a really good season so far.
I don't trust him at all. I don't care about how.
I don't trust him yet, but I wouldn't mind throwing him out there if it's a blowout. Like if the game stays like this and we put him out there in the ninth, I wouldn't mind that.
No, that's fine, no problem. Let him get some work. work on
Yeah,
stuff. But I don't want that guy pitching in the bottom of the ninth when we're up 3-1. Sorry.
yeah.
I don't.
He just needs to cut down on his walks, which he has this season. He's been putting up some good stuff. Michael King has been phenomenal in his last 5 appearances.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the worst thing about having a really good bullpen is we don't have a definitive closer, and we can't really rely on anybody quite yet because we don't get a chance to see these guys in these positions. Because
I think the only one guy that I can say I think I have the most confidence in, I like Wandy Peralta.
Wandy's good. I don't trust Wandy. I there's something about him, man. I think when it came down to it, if I couldn't see him saving us in a 3-2 game or like a 7-6 game. I feel like I just can't trust Wandy. Maybe
Well,
it's
that's the
just me.
problem. It's really pick who you feel to go with that day. You're not trotting out like, and that's why we were so spoiled for all these years, dude, having Mariano Rivera be our closer.
Yeah.
Like really spoiled.
Yeah, listen, I was somebody that really wanted David Robertson over the last couple of years. He went to the other New York team.
Yeah, he's been good.
Yeah, I like David Robertson, but that's out of our division. In our division right now, the Rays are 16-3. On top of the division, incredibly hot start. I think they won their first 12, 13 in a row.
I think it was 13
before they lost. Yeah. And it's a team that is just full of young guys. They just keep finding ways to retool. When you look at the team, they're not a very expensive team. They're not a very a big fan team.
Yeah, what do they got? Like 18,000 fans to a game,
and they barely fill it most of the time. Maybe in the playoffs they fill it, but I feel like
we had more people at my softball game on Tuesday than the Rays did, and at 13.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like the Rays are a team that are just quietly going to win 100 games, but they got off to an insanely hot start. And you got to think, when they get healthy, they are going to be a powerhouse in the American League again.
I don't think they're going to win 100 games. I'll take the under on 100, even at 16-3.
You think so? Even when they get guys like Glasnow back, even though they did just lose Jeffrey Springs, but
oh my God, what a catch by IKF! Sorry, I did not expect that catch, dude. He just ran in, dove, and caught it. I mean, sorry guys, I know we're live in the game and we're live now, but that's a good grab by IKF.
I'm a little behind. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm definitely
watch it.
Oh, that's a nice grab.
That's a good grab, dude, for a guy
who plays third base and
shortstop his whole life. All right. So, yeah, no, honestly, I don't think the Rays win 100 games. I think it's an amazing start. I don't think that they're going to keep doing what they're doing. I just don't. I mean, granted, it's an unbelievable pace to be 16-3, but I don't think they win more games than 100. I'll take the under. Book it now. Anybody wants to do it, let us know.
Where would you say that where would you say that the Rays would finish then in the division? Do you think that they would still finish behind the Yankees and Toronto, or
no? I think that listen, man, I've never been big on Toronto. If you guys remember last year, I said the same thing. Toronto doesn't do anything for me. The Rays rotation is really good.
Facts. IKF. He does have heart. I'll give it to him. He still hasn't been.
He's a ball player. That's what he is. He's not the best, but he's a very good ball player.
He hasn't like let it get to him, all the hate like someone like Hicks has.
Yes, I think it goes Yankees still, Tampa second, Toronto third. That's how I have it before the season. That's how I still have it. So today, I know we're like 4.5 games back already, but I still have the Yankees coming out on top.
All right, I can see it. It's still incredibly early in the season, but. Man, I just can't wait till both these teams are in midseason form. Hopefully, they'll be fully healthy, if not mostly healthy. Because, in all honesty, no team is fully healthy going into the playoffs.
Yeah, it's rare. It's very rare.
Yeah. So hopefully, this is a team that we get to see matched up in the future in the playoffs. Because man, I think that would be some good series. When they get guys like Glasnow back, when they get guys, I'm not sure if Shane Baz is ready to come back this year because he also needed Tommy John surgery, but he's great. Wander Franco's going to have another year under him. I know I'm a Yankees fan, but man, there are a lot of guys in the AL East that I just like.
Yeah.
Baltimore is another one of those teams, but I don't think they're quite there yet. Which we're going to talk about where exactly we think teams are a little bit later as well.
Yeah.
In terms of World Series and everything in between. But let's shift gears a little bit and talk about our ace, Garrett Cole, a phenomenal complete game 2-hit shutout the other day. Man, he's silencing all the doubters. I saw a lot of top 50 lists keeping him out of the top 20. And I still think he is the best, if not one of the best pitchers in the American League. You could definitely throw somebody like Shohei Ohtani up there. Shane Bieber when he's healthy. But yeah, Garrett Cole is still the ace of this team, especially with the way that Rodon has kind of not worked out so far with his injuries to his back now. So we don't know when he's going to be back. Garrett Cole has showed that he is the guy in New York, and now with DeGrom gone, he is the best pitcher in New York because Max Scherzer got into some trouble earlier this week.
Yeah, I want to see the outcome of that. I mean, he's swearing it's just regular rosin that's allowed to be used. They're saying it was rosin mixed with something. No, I don't really know. I don't have really a big opinion on it. It ain't one of my guys, so it's like whatever about it. But
well, the thing that they're bringing Yankees fans into it is because earlier in the week, the same thing happened with Domingo Germán and his really, really good start, where they checked him 3 times. They said like he had sticky stuff on his hands, and then somebody who isn't the most reputable guy in the league, like Domingo, gets a few free passes, and somebody who is as respected and has been very against cheating and using sticky stuff, like Max Scherzer, gets tossed. Especially when Rocco Baldelli is the one that got tossed in that Domingo situation.
Yeah. Well, I find it kind of odd that all 3 times that players have been thrown out this year, it was all 3 times by Phil Cuzzy.
Yeah.
I mean,
someone seems to have a short temper.
That's not a coincidence, pal. You know what I mean? Like, it's 3 times now players have been thrown out for quote unquote sticky stuff, whatever you want to call it, rosin, and it's been Cuzzy every time.
Right.
So that's like I said, not a coincidence.
Oh, someone's got a fan.
Oh yeah.
I saw Judge ground out. But yeah, we're talking about that Domingo and Scherzer situation. I mean, I don't think Scherzer did it. I as someone who has been so much against it,
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I just don't think he'd be that
you
guy.
Don't really, you never really
weird.
heard about too many bad things being said about Scherzer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I don't think it was anything, honestly, that
yeah,
shitty umpire only umped the toss for the rosin. Yeah, like I said, 3 times it was Cuzzy. So like that's what I'm saying. If it was 3 different umpires, then that's different. But it's the same guy 3 times. So
right.
I mean, it seems like it's stuff that's being provided by the league to be used. So I really don't see that big of a deal with it, and I don't care that it is, a lot of Yankee fans are probably saying stuff because it's the Mets. Oh my God, the Mets, and then Domingo got a pass as well. So I mean, I don't care what team it's for. You know what I mean? Like if you're doing it, you're doing it, and if it's a mistake, and then it's a mistake. So I don't hold nothing against the Mets or Buck or Scherzer for that matter.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's umpire's discretion. We all know in sports there's going to be that one horrible ref or ump. It's been Angel Hernandez the last 10, 15 years.
Angel's
He's
brutal.
finally gone. We got to find a new one. We got to find someone to fill his shoes. Every league needs a Scott Foster. So yeah, I'm not too concerned when it comes to that. In terms of the bullpen, going back to that, I mean, we just need our guys to get healthy. I think Loizaga, when he's healthy, is a great guy. One guy that I think should be in the bullpen is Clark Schmidt. He is not built for the starting position.
Yeah, but the problem, and I agree with you, and my buddy Brandon and my buddy Jake ripped me a little bit in our group chat for and they're my 2 buddies that play softball with them. They're good friends. They told me, like they call me Barrels. Like, Barrels, how do you think Clark Schmidt's good? I said, well, he was good in the bullpen last year, pitched to a 3 ERA. But he's been brutally bad this year as a starter. Clearly, he has not been good. But it just shows you that they don't have no young starters in the minors that they feel confident in. Because they're throwing this guy out there still, dude, every 5 days.
Yeah, I mean, when you compare him to guys like Johnny Brito and Domingo Herman, you would think that he should be better than both of those guys, but he's been the worst out of those three. Johnny Brito, he's got speed bagged, and when you're a young pitcher, that just kind of happens sometimes.
He pitched well the other day.
Oh, I was talking about the 11-2.
Yeah. No, I'm saying like the next start after that, he bounced back and pitched well.
Yeah. He couldn't finish 5 though.
His stuff is good, dude. Yeah, but you know what? He's young, man. So I get that, but it just shows you that like this team is not deep in the rotation as far as like the AAA level because they would have someone else here. You can't keep throwing Schmidt out there for 4 2/3, 6 runs every start, dude. Like it's gonna be hard to come back to win that game, and it's taxing on your bullpen. And this is the reason why down the road the Yankees bullpen is cooked come August. Yeah. This is one of the reasons why.
Well, like I said, I've always been an avid believer of I'd rather the injuries happen now than happen in October. So in my mind, I know it's unrealistic, but in my mind, by the All-Star break, we have most of our guys back. We're in full stride, and guys like Schmidt are down in the bullpen. Where you don't have to throw him in the starting role, where he can go just 2 innings in a middle relief type of role.
Well, we asked Ray the other day, me, you, Joe, and Ray in the chat about what do you think for Rodon, what do you think is going to happen this year? And how many pitches do you expect? And Ray said 0. Ray does not think that Rodon is going to pitch for the Yanks this season between the back issue and the elbow issue.
Rodon, I mean, Ray's just a pessimist. Rodon, I think it's going to be a lingering problem, but I would rather get like 50. I would rather get a 95% Rodon for 95% of the season than a 100% Rodon for
but you're not going to get 90% of the season, dude. He's not. He's going to miss another 6 weeks easily.
You think another 6 weeks,
dude? How long is it going to take him to stretch out his arm?
Yeah, true.
Okay,
true.
So now you got to worry about an ailing back, right? So he's not going to do nothing for a month. Let's call it. Now put you at mid-May. Right. Now he starts to do little things, right? Slightly running, doing drills, right? Getting his arm ready. Then he has to go out there and actually do like stretching out his arm, bro. That's another 3 weeks. Now you're talking mid-June. This guy's coming back. That's 2.5 months of the season, bud. That's 75 games he's missing.
Yeah, true enough.
So I know how Ray is, but Ray's very good at like what he says and he knows. And Ray has always said this, dude, to us. Ray, if you're listening, pal, just type what you always say. It's 4 letters, and you say it 3 times. Arms, arms, arms. That's all Ray says. That's all. And Ray's right. Like we need arms, whether it's rotation guys or bullpen guys. And if we're gonna be a contender this year, Rodon has to come back and pitch well, and so does Sevy. That's it.
Yeah, it sounds like Sevy's a little close to returning than Rodon is right now. He threw a simulation. He's gonna start his AA rehab assignment tomorrow. So it looks like Sevy is on his way back, and we should get him hopefully soon.
Yeah,
no setbacks there. Same thing with Bader, and it would be good to have Bader because Franchi Cordero. I don't know. Hey, listen, Donaldson out of the lineup. I love that. That's it's. We're getting to see guys like Peraza play.
That's what I said early on about how we had too many infielders for not enough positions.
Yeah.
And that this allowed DJ to play third base and play a really good Gold Glove third base. Uh-oh. That's going to be Drury's going to up. All right, so double there. Second and third, no outs. Top of the 5th for the Angels. But getting back to sorry, we're live, so I might look up at the TV.
No. It's always good. It's always good to give an update where we're
at. So we need LeMay to play third. Get Donaldson out of here. It allows the young kids to play, and they're good players. They're spark plugs. We need those guys. And we need Bader back because then honestly what that does is allow Judge to go back to right, not allow him to be playing center field, which is not ideal at his height and everything. We don't need that. And then we need Bader back because then there's no reason to have IKF and Hicks playing. No offense.
Oh, come on. IKF just made a great play.
I don't care, dude. What you can do it for the next 10 games in a row. I don't want him playing center field over Bader ever.
No, true enough.
So we need these guys back, man. That's it. Health's a big thing, and we need
Well,
guys
listen,
healthy.
I had a feeling like I talked about it when we got Bader. He's a guy that relies a lot on his speed and a lot on his defensive ability. He just gets hurt. He had been hurt like the last 2 years, but he was hurt the year prior to us getting him. He was hurt when we got him. And then he played most of the 2020 shortened season, but then he was hurt the year before. He missed another 30, 40 games the year before. I always had a feeling that Bader, we need him for the short term, but oh my God, I don't know how much longer those legs can take. How much longer, he's going to be this guy, this dynamic outfielder if he keeps accumulating these injuries to his legs. And that's an RBI.
Yeah, it was,
yeah.
One hopper to Cabrera and left. Good throw though, but Drury was there. Yeah. So 5-1 Yanks, first and third, no outs. Need Nestor to get out of here. Make it if we get out of here 5-2, I'll be happy. Cabrera got lucky backhanding that. If he missed that, that's bad.
Yeah.
But, we need Nestor to get out of this inning. He's only at 69 pitches, so still doing good. I'll take a double play ball here to get out of the inning. Would be nice. 5-2, 2 outs.
Well, speaking of Nestor has been, a lot of people were questioning if he could kind of repeat his Cinderella story year last year, and he's gotten off to a pretty good start. He's 2-0.
Dude, it's been 2.5 years now. I don't understand what people like. My buddies are like, "Oh, Nestor got to prove it." I'm like, "Prove what? Prove it for the third year in a row that he's pretty good." Like, I don't understand. Like, what else do you want from the guy?
I think a lot of people still see him as the guy that he was in Baltimore, the guy that.
Well, he's not that guy, dude, because he was good for half a season and then 2 good seasons. Like, big strikeout there. Like, what? Because the guy doesn't throw 97, that means that he's not good. Like,
that's the thing. His counting numbers.
It's like every sport, basketball. Tim Duncan. I know it's not the same, but Tim Duncan was one of the best power forwards ever. But since he wasn't flashy and didn't dunk all over your face, he had a back to it, his back to the basket game, bank shots. No one loved him. Like, they didn't give him enough credit.
Yeah. The KG comparisons were there all the time.
Dude, he's better than KG. This guy was one of the best power forwards ever.
Yeah. Oh, no, trust me. You don't got to debate me on that. I think Tim Duncan is a top 10 player of all time. I mean, closer to top 5 than top 10.
He's up there, man. I mean, I don't know about top 5, but he's definitely up there in the top 20.
But yeah, as someone like Nestor, he got the funk because he had the crazy wind up the mustache. He's a very weird player, but his counting numbers just aren't there for a lot of casual fans, I would say.
Well, so let's just say Nestor goes 15-6 this year with a 3.1 ERA. What are they going to say next year? Oh,
he's not a high strikeout guy. He's not a high inning guy. That's something that they're always going to say about him.
Who wouldn't take a 15-6 guy on their team with a 3 ERA? Name one team who wouldn't take that guy in their rotation.
I mean, it's very circumstantial. You put him on a team like, what's a low scoring team? Put him on a team like the Diamondbacks.
Oh my God, IKF again, dude. He caught that. Oh my God, dude, this guy's wild right now.
You ready to change your stance on IKF?
But dude, you gotta watch this catch though. I don't understand. First of all, he took a bad path to the ball, but another really good catch, dude.
Yeah, IKF always has trouble reading the ball, but shit. I've not seen him make any plays like that.
You gotta watch this catch. And for all you guys watching, just unreal, good, great catch.
All right.
That's a good grab. His path was a little bit unorthodox.
Oh, yeah, that's a great snag.
Great snag. So now it's 5-2 and a runner stayed at first base. So that's not a big deal. I told you, if I told you we got out of this inning down up 5-2, I'd be happy.
Yeah. Yeah, that still keeps it at a pretty good distance.
Yeah, listen, it's a sac fly. The runner had to go back to first, which is huge.
Listen, I know we rag on IKF a lot. I like him as a utility guy. I like him as a guy that you could throw at him at multiple positions. Just keep him away from shortstop.
There you go. Another ground out for Ohtani. Let's go. All right, Nestor. End of the 5th. Yeah, what is the thing? When Bader comes back, dude, and then Stanton comes back, who's getting cut? Who's getting sent down?
That's the thing.
Obviously, Peraza. Peraza will go back down. But after that, it's either what are you gonna do? It's Hicks or IKF or a pitcher.
Which pitcher though? Probably Ian Hamilton or Colton Brewer, one of those guys.
Probably Colton Brewer. Hamilton's been really good for us.
Yeah, true enough. But I mean, it wouldn't be the first time. Look at how many times Marinaccio was sent down last year.
Well, that's because he had options.
How many options does Ian Hamilton have or Colton Brewer?
I don't know their option status. That's what I'm saying. We have to look into that. But you know, we talked about that last year. Like, why is this guy not going down? It's like, well, he has no options.
Yeah, so that's why Domingo right now is a boom or bust guy because he's got no more options, and I think this is his last year.
Yeah, I don't see him come back to the Yankees anyway. So, but
you think even if he puts away a good season?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm the Yankees, dude, I go all in on Ohtani.
Yeah, I mean, you saw the way Ohtani was looking at Judge stealing those home runs, second year in a row, back-to-back years, same center field.
I still think Ohtani stays on the West Coast or goes to the Mets. That's my take, but I would if I'm the Yankees, I would go all in with Ohtani.
Yeah, I was hearing people say that, hey, if they don't contend this year, if they don't make the playoffs this year, he's for sure gone. And if anything, if they're not competitive by the trade deadline, he's going to ask for a trade.
Well, Rendon's finally healthy at third, right? But I mean,
we'll see how long that's stuff.
Well, of course, they're hovering around. They're a 500 team right now, and I don't see them making the playoffs. I don't.
They're in a very tough division to win.
Dude, they got Houston and Seattle. They're dead. They're cooked.
Listen, cooked. I'm not as big a Seattle fan as everybody is, you know.
Bro, that team is good, and they're young, and they got a good rotation.
I like Luis Castillo. I like Julio Rodriguez.
I
like Carlos Santana. I've always been a big Carlos Santana guy. I'm not sure about them, man. I'm just not sure. I think they're a very young team. I thought about that, but I don't see them as an actual threat. You know, I
wouldn't say they're a threat to like win the World Series, but they're better than the Angels, undoubtedly. And so is Houston.
I know.
You think the Angels are going to win more games than the Yankees, Tampa Bay, or Toronto?
No.
So they have no shot at a wild card.
Maybe Toronto.
Bro, they're drawing dead.
Maybe Toronto. Listen, I'm sorry. I will always have hope in a Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani-led team. That's just too much talent to go to waste. And, you know, like you said, Rendon is healthy. Gio Urshela is playing first base, and that was weird to see yesterday. But Gio Urshela plays well.
It's not all about talent. You know, the Brooklyn Nets had Kyrie, Harden.
They were always hurt, though.
I don't care, pal.
They played like 16 games. They played a football season together.
I know they did. They only played like 60 games, but they still had Harden, Durant, and Kyrie together and did nothing, and they blew it up. The Angels are going to blow it up. Ohtani's going to sign somewhere else, and then Trout might ask for a trade or run off to the sunset with that team.
I think when Artie Moreno was selling the team, I was like, okay, yeah, they're going to blow it up because they kind of have to. No new owner is going to want those massive contracts on their head, which is what we saw with the Nationals last year when they offloaded Juan Soto. But now that Artie Moreno isn't selling anymore, I think he wants to win. I think he wants
Listen, I get he wants to win, but he's not. I don't care about what you want, pal. It's like what's actually realistic. The Angels winning is not realistic.
The Angels' curse is that they would sign like old veterans that were good, and then they would get to LA and they'd be bad. Guys like Josh Hamilton, Albert Pujols. There was a pitcher I forget, but you know, I can never count out the Angels. I don't know. I got a soft spot in my heart for the Angels.
Yeah, well, you better harden that soft spot up, buddy.
How could you not want Shohei? How could you not want to see Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout succeed as a baseball fan, not even as a Yankee fan? Because of course you don't want them to win.
No, of course. Listen, I want Trout to succeed because he's probably going to go down as one of the greatest players ever. But it's a shame that he's not going to succeed with a team that he's on. It is what it is.
Yeah, you're
bro.
Right.
Did Dan Marino succeed?
No.
Did he win anything?
I mean, he had a successful career.
What?
He had a successful career. I would say he had
that's for the guys. If the guy won a couple rings, he might be the best. Well, not because Brady has 6, but Dude, Dan Marino was one of the
He
best.
was competitive with Joe Montana. I know that. I know
He was
he was in
unreal.
it. Yeah.
He just never won, so he don't get looked at as those other guys.
Thread guy, someone that could just thread the needle in there, just
The guy was
cut through
phenomenal, dude.
defenders. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, bro. So it's just sad that you're gonna see Trout stay with the Angels and
Yeah.
ride off into the sunset and be one of the best players ever to never sniff anything.
Yeah. Somebody who does have that status right now, Juan Soto and the Padres, you know, someone that's looked at as a future one of the greatest players of all time, and Juan Soto. They got Fernando Tatis back. How do you feel about Tatis coming back
It's
after
good.
the suspension, after the broken hand on the
So
motorcycle?
where are they playing him?
Let me check. I think they put out their lineup earlier.
Because there was rumors that he was like shagging fly balls in the outfield.
In the outfield, that's what I was hearing. Yeah.
Because obviously signing Bogarts changed that whole shortstop situation.
Oh yeah, Bogarts is gonna, of course, be the everyday shortstop. Oh no, San Diego hasn't put out their lineup yet, but he is due back today.
I think he's too young and too athletic to not be able to adjust to the outfield. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing is, he's another guy that's just injury prone. He's a guy that gets hurt a lot, whether it's on or off the field. Do you really want him running out there for a ton of fly balls? You know, the DH position is a big help for the National League now. You definitely can put him there for a ton of games. But man, I feel like there's a lot of wasted potential in San Diego. When you look at that team, they made the championship series, but I think they peaked there. I think that was their year to get it done, because most of the time the Padres usually just fizzle out, and they almost did last year. They had that little run in June and in July that they were kind of slow, and it looked like they were about to fall out of the race, and then the Dodgers just cleared them.
Yeah, I think the Padres are going to be tough to beat in the playoffs.
Yeah, but they because you got to look at their offensive talent. You know, now they add Bogarts to that, Soto, Tatis. You know, that top 7 of the lineup is just brutal.
Yeah, really good. Really good.
But yeah, Tatis coming back today, that's a big deal for baseball. You know, they see him as a big face of the future of baseball. A lot of people actually, the way they look at Tatis, they see a lot of Jeter in him because he's a dynamic hitter. And, you know, early in Jeter's years, he was a speedster. He stole a lot of bases. But he wasn't the best defender. How would you look at that comparison? Would you say it's a fair comparison? Do you think he's got that kind of potential? I don't think so.
Potential to be like who?
Jeter. On Jeter's level of success.
Well, listen, man, I love Derek Jeter, but being on those Yankees teams definitely helped Jeter and boost his success, and boost his career. Don't get me wrong, not a Jeter hater. Obviously, I'm a big Yankee guy. I'm a big Jeter guy, but honestly, if Jeter played for the Kansas City Royals, I don't know how much we'd be acknowledging Derek Jeter today, to be honest with you. I think talent-wise, he probably has more talent than Jeter.
Okay.
You know, being honest. But you know,
well, that's just a generational thing at this point. Of course,
it's still early in his career.
Players of today
so
are better than players of the past.
Yeah, it's just really early in his career, so I don't know what the ceiling is for him. He's still young. Was he 26 years old?
Yeah, I think maybe 26, 27.
Yeah, so I feel he's in the mid-20s, I feel.
Yeah, Fernando Tatis is 24.
Oh, wow. Even younger than I thought, dude.
Yeah, 24.
That's pretty special. So, yeah, I think he could be really good.
All right. Well, real quick before we get into the top 10 and the tier list and we head out of here, I did want to talk a little bit about the NBA playoffs. Tommy, have you been keeping up with the NBA playoffs? I know you've been watching the Stanley Cup so far.
Yeah, listen, I'm a giant Knicks fan, man. I was pumped for game 1. You know, Randall showing a lot of heart, playing on a bummed ankle, you know, dropping 19 and 10. Brunson was huge game 1. But game 2 was brutal. And brutal in a lot of ways. It quickly and Grimes and Barrett don't start playing better, the Knicks are in trouble. Quickly was phenomenal down the stretch when Brunson was out. Toppin was playing well when Randall was out. So I need Toppin, Quickly, Grimes, and Barrett to step it up ASAP. The Garden is going to be electric on Friday night. I mean, the Garden's going to be rocking. They got to come out and play good ball on Friday night, dude. They have to. I still think the Knicks can win the series, but game 2 was really bad. They just had nothing. A lot of ISO plays. Just wasn't good ball. And Quickly got to turn it around, dude, because he was bad the first 2 games, like really bad.
Yeah, I've been keeping up. I've been really focused on the Western Conference stuff. I am a Clippers fan. Kawhi Leonard out for a right knee sprain tonight against Phoenix.
Talk about another guy made of glass.
Yeah. He just needs to play basketball. I swear to God, he'd be one of the best players in basketball. But
when he plays, he is. But you just once again you can't count on him.
Yeah. But yeah, in terms of the Knicks versus Cavs series, that everyone I think thought in terms of the Eastern Conference that was going to be the closest head-to-head series. When you look at teams like Atlanta, guys that really shouldn't be there. I've never been a big Trae Young guy, and it's not just because I'm a New Yorker. It's just
Atlanta sucks, dude. Boston's gonna beat up on they're playing Brooklyn, right?
Yes.
Listen, man, the best series out of all these is the Knicks and Cavs do the 4-5 matchup. That's the best series.
Yeah.
And the Knicks can make noise, man, if Brunson and Randall and the supporting guys play. The Knicks, the good thing about the Knicks is that they're very deep. Like Quickly, Toppin, and those guys, and Grimes and those guys, and Barrett and the starter. They got a good team. Hartenstein off the bench is good.
Former Clipper Isaiah Hartenstein.
Yeah, I love Hartenstein. Good player, solid. The Cleveland Cavaliers, that bench is really bad. Like Osman comes in off the bench. Like they're just not that good, dude.
But
like,
listen, they're starting 5, of Mobley, Garland, Jared Allen when he was healthy, or when he is healthy.
That's a great starting 5, but there's no bench play.
Donovan Mitchell. I mean, Donovan Mitchell is such a great playoff performer, though. That's the guy that surprisingly Brunson has been the guy that's going head to head with him. Randall had also a couple of good games. Of course, on his bum ankle that you talked about. But man, I think everybody knew this was going to be the closest series in the East Coast, and everybody knew that Phoenix and LA was going to be the closest series in the West. But the Lakers making it a little interesting without John Morant and the Grizzlies over there.
Yeah, they play better sometimes without Ja. It's kind of weird.
The thing is with Ja is okay, real quick, would you right now say that he's better than Zion?
Ja?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ja's phenomenal. I mean, I love Zion, but he's been hurt too much to even really use that as a comparison because he doesn't play enough games.
Early on, maybe like a year ago, I gave Zion the Greg Oden title of, man, he would be cool if he played basketball, and he just can't stay healthy. And I think Ja's going to be seen as the Kevin Durant type figure. I see it in him in terms of marketing, in terms of popularity, in terms of highlights. I think
I
really like.
He did shoot himself in the foot. No pun intended, pretty much.
Yeah.
Morant with that whole gun incident, dude. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, he's a young kid. He made his mistake, and he looks like he's back on the right path.
Yeah, I hope so.
But in terms of the NBA playoffs, the Denver Nuggets and the Timberwolves, that's a nothing series, honestly. The Timberwolves, I really like Anthony Edwards, but man, Rudy Gobert is not that great.
So we got a comment real quick. Sorry to cut you off. Now Boone will take Nestor out. He should go 7. I agree.
Yeah,
I would leave Nestor out there. He got into trouble in the 5th inning, but I would leave him out there. So whoever said that, I agree with you that they'll probably take him out, but they should not. He should go back out there for the 7th. I agree 100%.
We know Nestor's not a big of a what's his pitch count at?
I don't know. He started the inning with like 85, so he's probably in the late 90s. Hamilton, I believe it was Hamilton getting warmed up.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that's right.
He's gonna say.
Oh, he's only at 88 pitches. Yeah, right. I agree with you, Papa. He should be coming out there for the 7th inning, no doubt.
Yeah, if he's only at 88, I would definitely let him go to 95.
And think about this. and this is what Ray's saying, right, about arms. No reason to tax the bullpen when your starter is on a good roll. So think about it. If there's 20 starts that you take your starter out prematurely because of whatever you think the reasoning is, that's just more tax on your bullpen. No need for it.
Yeah.
Let the guy go out there for the 7th. I
No,
agree.
trust me. I've been a guy when it comes to starting pitching is I love my guys to go 7 innings, 6, 7 innings minimum. The guys that go 5 innings, those are just for like cheap wins. Unless you have like an insanely high pitch count, guys
And
that can
that's
only
why
go
we
5.
got rid of your boy Monty, who you love so much. Mr.
That's why
Monty's
we
5 1/3. That should be his nickname.
That's why we got rid of Jameson Tyon, who couldn't go more than 5 innings as well.
Trevino. Oh, foul.
Gave it a ride though.
I thought it was gone. But yeah, Ray, I would have him go out for the 7th, no doubt. We'll see what happens. But he's dealing. He's pitching well. That the 5th inning was a little bit tough, but besides that, he's been really good.
All right. Let's get into the tier list real quick, and then we'll head out of here. Tommy, we made the tier list 2 weeks ago. We said we need to tweak it around and actually get into the tiers. I did that, and this is what I've got so far. Hopefully, I'm gonna get this off the screen so everyone can see, because I am not gonna make that mistake twice. So essentially, we have like actual contenders, sleepers, guys that they'll make the division series. They're their first exit. The wild card, where they're gonna make the playoffs, but we know they're not gonna really win the division, or they're gonna be fighting for it. They're cool is basically they're cool. They're not trash, but they're not really a wild card.
That's where your Angels.
Either,
that's where your Angels go,
trash.
pal. So you can put the Angels right there next to your cool. Go ahead, do it. Just start off right there. They're cool. You want to know why they're cool? Because they got Ohtani and Trout. They're cool, but they're never doing anything. So we'll start right there with the Angels, buddy. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah. All right. And the trash tier, which, again, we're going to start out real quick. The Diamondbacks, cutting Mad Bum, trash move.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, to talk about the Angels just for one more second, they that's why I kind of made this tier. They are the definition of they're cool. Because they just have so many cool players, guys like Gio Urshela, who we loved here in New York when he was here. But yeah, they're frustrating with the talent that they have. They should be better. 20, 30 games into the season last year, they were really good, and then they just fell off a cliff. Nobody really knows what happened there. And then Mike Trout got injured, and then from there on, we knew that it was over. But yeah, the Angels, they're cool. Diamondbacks, again, we don't really got to talk about it. We know they're trash. The Braves,
division series.
Really? You think they're one and done?
Yeah.
I can see it.
Baltimore, they're cool.
I can see them as a wild card team. I can see them being better than the Blue Jays. I don't trust Toronto.
Red Sox, trash.
Yeah, trash.
Cubs, trash.
I think they're cool. I like Cody Bellinger. I like Ian Happ. I like their roster.
White Sox,
a little bit more.
They're cool.
Damn, remember last year when you thought they were going to make the World Series?
Dude, my barber who cuts my hair, Vinny, big Mets guy, he was huge all over the White Sox, and they just did nothing. Reds, trash. Cleveland. Division series. Colorado, trash. Detroit, trash. Houston, contenders. I hate to say it, but every year they are. KC, trash. Dodgers, division series.
Really? I can never really count the Dodgers out, but they did get worse.
No doubt they got worse.
Yeah, I guess I could say division series. Miami,
Marlins.
I think they're cool. They're cool.
Who's that?
The Brewers, I think they're a good wild card team. They're a team that could definitely sneak in there.
Yeah, wild card's good. Twins, wild card. Mets, division series. Actually, you know what? Wild card.
All right, that's just hating.
They ain't no sleeper, dude. No shot. Sleeper. That division is too tough, man.
Yeah. I mean, but the Phillies are hurt to hell, and the Nationals suck. And again, the Marlins are just cool.
Yeah, but this isn't a division thing. This is an MLB thing.
Yeah. We already know where they're going. A's, trash. We don't really need to talk about that. Soon to be the Las Vegas Athletics. Apparently.
Most likely, yes. Phillies are probably going to be. They're cool. A lot of big name players, but they've been really hurt to start the year.
Pittsburgh, trash.
San Diego. My sleeper.
Okay. I could see that. Giants.
I think they're pretty trash, to be honest with you.
I'm torn between cool and trash.
You want to know what? They got a cool stadium with McCovey Cove. Put them on there. Cool.
They're cool. I like it. Yeah. Seattle. I'm tempted to say division series, but I could see sleeper. I don't think it, but I mean, if they made a World Series run,
Cardinals are a sleeper to me.
Yeah, they have the best corner fielders in the game.
The Rays are wild card to me.
You think? I mean,
yeah.
I think they're a division. Yeah. All right, I can see wild card. Texas, I think. Hot take. Cool. Hot take.
Where'd you put that?
When healthy.
Sleeper?
When healthy.
Are you falling asleep doing the show?
Give me Jacob deGrom, Martin Perez, Andrew Heaney. That fucking starting rotation is elite. And I do like their bats. I do like Marcus Semien. I do like Corey Seager. If they can get it together, I could see them as sleepers. I'm not going to do that, but I'll say wild card. I think they can sneak in.
Okay.
Toronto, division
Toronto, series. Wild card.
Ooh, wild card. All right. I can see either wild card or division series. And Washington, we know they are trash.
Yeah.
So right now, this is our tier list for the teams. The only two actual contenders we're saying. So we're saying it's staying in the American League. Houston and the Yankees.
Yeah, I think that I don't know. I think the Padres could be a contender too. Honestly.
All right, I could put them in contenders. I think they have the talent to do it. It's just a matter of doing it. They were very close last year, so if they keep progressing and Fernando Tatis stays healthy, we'll see where they get. Sleepers, Seattle and Cardinals. I think that's the perfect definition for these two teams. Division series, the Braves, the Guardians, the Dodgers, and the Mets. I think that's pretty accurate. I want to put the Mets as sleepers just because I like their roster and I like Francisco Lindor. There's a lot of guys that I can get behind.
Yeah,
but no, they're high division series, like low sleepers. Wild card: Milwaukee, Minnesota, Tampa, Texas, and Toronto. I could see that. It's pretty much where they're at. They're cool. Again, I'm fine with this, although I do think maybe if the Phillies get healthy in time, they could be a wild card team. And the trash, I think, is pretty self-explanatory. So that is how we see the teams as of this week. We may not bring this back every week. Maybe we'll bring it back by the All-Star break and see where where our heads are at, where these teams have changed and moved. But for everyone here at Fired Up Sports, we thank you for watching episode 22 of Yank This. We're going to be, or at least I'm going to be live tweeting, and talking about the game on Facebook as it's going on. We're already in the 8th inning? So, not much longer in this game. And we will all see you next week for episode 23. Tommy, you got anything to say before we end out?
Yes, real quick. Go Rangers tonight. Let's punish the Devils. Let's go Knicks Friday night. And that's it, man. New York teams. It's a good time to be a New York fan. You know, Mets are
Absolutely.
good, Yankees are good, Rangers are good.
Jets might get
Knicks
fucking Aaron
the Knicks
Rodgers
are
one of
really
these days.
good. The Knicks are really good. So we'll see what happens, man. But thank you all once again for tuning in. We appreciate it, and hopefully we get some more wins under our belt this week here, and then next week have another good show.
Absolutely. Tommy, thank you for stopping by as always. For
Always, brother.
everyone here at Fired Up Sports, we thank you for watching and we will see you next week.